Hey, welcome to Neversink Farm, and I'll talk about vented trays. Some people ask, well, how do you use a vented tray? Um, what does it mean? You know, that kind of stuff. Well, a vented tray just means it has holes in it. I mean, that's really it. Here's our indestructible tray, right, with holes on it. And the way you use a vented tray is you use it under another tray. So let's say you put, your wind strip in it. You're not using it for bottom watering it. What you're using is to, have less airflow, right? So it will disturb the airflow, but not completely. And so it takes longer for it to dry out. What I do is I'll use it always for mini winnies, right? Because there's so many of them. This way I can carry them around. It'll stop them from drying out. And it drains because I don't bottom water. But at least the next thing you can use it for, which is not only using a bunch of, you haven't seen a mini winnie, right? So those are the mini winnies. So if I'm using a bunch of mini winnies, I'd rather put them in a tray, and they're just going to work better that way. I just find they, less watering. But for bottom watering, some people will put a tray straight in to a solid tray. So this is the same tray, but it's solid. And put it in here. And see, this is made so that it only goes halfway up. Because you don't want something that goes all the way to the top and it filling with water, because it's just going to rot your plants. The reason like a 10-20 tray goes all the way to the top, because it's really an insert that you're putting into another tray. The two trays combined is supposed to give it some support because they're really flimsy. For, a wind strip tray, that's just not necessary. It's not going to be flimsy at all. So it's lower so that you can bottom water with it. But you don't really want plants sitting in water all the time. It's just, it's not really good for the plants just to be sitting in water. So you'd want to put just a little bit of water in there, 1/4 inch, once a day, and don't let it get too high, because it's just going to end up rotting the seedlings. But another way to do it is you just use a vented tray inside of a solid tray. Then you put it in there, and then you fill it up and just keep a 1/4 inch, and then there's moisture that it's just going to wick into the tray that's sitting in the bottom tray. The also nice thing about it is, and if you're doing mini winnies, whatever, is that when you do lift up the tray, you leave the bottom tray behind, and you're going to leave all the water behind, right? Because it's going to drain out of it. And so you still have something to walk around with. So that's why a mini winnie kit comes with both. It comes with the holes and solid, so that you can keep it inside and then be able to take it and walk around without a bunch of water spilling around, which is really nice. The other reason, which I didn't mention, you can make shoots with it. So this is a really good tray for sunflower shoots, things like that, because it's nice and solid. You want it to drain. You can't do sunflower shoots in a solid tray. We also have the microgreen trays, which this is a vented tray called a germination tray, but it has to have holes, right? So to do paper pots or microgreens, you need this tray. It's just the right tray. You can't use a solid tray for doing that. But there is solid, we have solid trays for it so that you can water from below, right? So it'll trap the extra water in your greenhouse, or you can do it inside and have a bottom tray. You can also use it to put on top while it's germinating. You can use a solid tray for that. Then the things don't get stuck in the holes. The little seedlings don't get stuck in the holes. Works great for that. All right, so that's bottom watering. As I said, just always keep in mind, don't keep it swamped inside of water. That's just not a good idea. The nice thing about this is it's raised a bit off the bottom tray so that you're not just sitting in water, which is always what you want. All right, so thanks for watching, and until next time.